She's trustworthy, she's reliable, she's thoughtful, she's super smart.
Dynamic and upbeat and had a great smile and a lot of energy to carry things out.
She always inspired you to do more. She would start something and finish it, and she'd get along with everybody.
Her attention to detail, her passion, her commitment is beyond.
She is this ball of sunshine and love and kindness. And she had some really adorable skirts with the high knee socks. Just so cute.
Sue Smedstad was raised by educator parents, along with her younger brother in a suburb of Portland, Oregon, and attended the University of Oregon, graduating in 1965. Throughout college, each summer break, Sue and several of her sorority sisters worked as waitresses in Laguna Beach, California.
I first heard of Aspen during my first stay in Laguna Beach. It kind of stayed in the back of my mind because I really wasn't a skier.
In the summer of 1965, following graduation, she worked with a ski instructor from Aspen, Sue Kern, who had also decided to spend the summer working in Laguna.
She and others talked up the Aspen and how cool it would be, and I thought, oh, after graduation I just didn't know exactly what I was going to do. So I thought I might as well take a break, come to Aspen with Sue, and she had kindly invited me to travel with her in her Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, and we had quite a few adventures on the way because I didn't realize Sue didn't drive particularly well. And so I know it's true, so I drove the whole way.
Upon arriving in Aspen, they got a room at the old Independence Hotel.
It was the most interesting old rickety hotel you've ever seen. And arriving in September in 1965, there were very few people walking the streets, and immediately Sue said, the way that we'll find a place to stay is to go to the Red Onion.
Meeting friends, ski instructors, and other interesting Aspen characters really convinced her that she had made the right decision to spend a winter in Aspen. Once she found an apartment to rent, securing employment was at the top of her list. Despite the fact not knowing how to ski, Sue went to the Aspen Ski Corporation to see if there were any non-skiing jobs.
Sue introduced me to Buzz Bainbridge, who was the director of marketing. And Buzz had just decided that they should have some positions at the base of the mountain each morning to hand out trail maps. So that was clearly something that I didn't have to put skis on and that I might be halfway qualified for. In exchange for for doing a couple of hours, I would be able to get a ski ticket. So that was my incentive to learn to ski.
This unpaid position led to meeting Tom Richardson, who was the Buttermilk Mountain manager, and Darcy Brown, the president of the Aspen Ski Corporation. Tom hired Sue as his office assistant at Buttermilk, despite not knowing how to type.
So I got taken out of my role as ski hostess and into the Buttermilk Mountain office, which was just the best thing that ever happened to me.
It was because of that job that her one-year sabbatical from the real world turned into making the Aspen Ski Company and Aspen her home. Tom and Darcy provided Sue with opportunities to grow within the company and to take on responsibilities, including but not limited to establishing departments that addressed personnel, risk management, administrative services, coordination with legal counsel, and security.
Darcy Brown and Tom Richardson were people of extraordinary integrity and willingness to allow you to push the boundaries. They never said, well, you don't really know how to do that. They never said that to me. They said, sure, go ahead, take a shot at it.
She was a person who my dad right away relied on to carry out this business concept of taking this very small operation and making it into a really legitimate ski area.
Sue worked long hours and loved every minute of it and was promoted to vice president of administration.
The ski company for me was always about family.
Along with her ascent in the corporate world, Sue still managed to have fun and take advantage of the Aspen lifestyle. In 1970, she was chosen as Winter Skull Queen. During her years at the Aspen Skiing Company, Sue had become familiar with an Aspen mental health agency when she was searching for a resource that could be offered to employees as they struggled with personal and family issues.
One of the positions that I was in at the ski company was as a personnel director, and so many employees were coming in or being referred by supervisors with some problems that we really couldn't address. So I began researching it, and with the help of our local mental health agency at the time, they suggested that I look at employee assistance programs. I had no clue what they were, began to research that, and realized that that would be a wonderful thing to offer to our employees.
She would find a reason and the true meaning of whatever project she was working on, and she would carry that out with full compassion of getting it done and making sure everything was right and making sure everything was the way it should be.
She and the Aspen Skiing Company went on to establish the first ski area employee assistance programs in the country. In retirement, Sue focused her time on nonprofit work in the areas of health, human services, and youth issues, serving on many local and state boards of directors.
When she retired, she wasn't just going to sit back, and she saw so many needs that she had to go and fulfill.
I kind of look at my life as these two periods where the company incorporated one half of my life, and then the second half has been work with health, human service, and youth nonprofits.
Sue is a founding board member of Aspen Youth Center, Aspen Community Foundation, Aspen Hall of Fame, Aspen Hope Center, Hospice of the Valley, Response, Roaring Fork Leadership, and Valley Partnership for Drug Prevention. She also served on the boards of Aspen Valley Medical Foundation, AVH Volunteers, Alpine Legal Services, and the Aspen Counseling Center. She is a trustee of the Women's Foundation of Colorado and served for more than 30 years on the Colorado Supreme Court Advisory Council.
It seems every time that the community has faced an issue that has been in those areas of health, human services, and youth, it's been a real privilege to be involved in the work that was necessary. So it seemed like I just kept getting involved as we kept sort of unearthing issue after issue.
Her compassion, her commitment to nonprofits, but especially one like Response that deals with issues regarding violence against women, is a harder one, but she always gives it her all.
I think there aren't many people like Sue who are able to be so many things to so many organizations so effectively. She has a talent that very few people have.
In almost every organization I've been involved in, as we founded the organization, our motto internally was, let's make sure we put ourselves out of business. Unfortunately, most of those agencies are still in business because we haven't been able to completely resolve those issues, but we have provided resources, and I think that's the most important thing that you can do.
There hasn't been a hurdle that Sue hasn't figured out how to go around. And if I have an initiative that I'm working on, I will seek Sue to be on my team because she will really help us accomplish something meaningful. She will represent the community. She will help bridge the paradigms between nonprofits, government, and community so that we're successful and that we're sustainable.
Sue received numerous honors as a result of her work on these boards, including serving on the Governor's Executive Council of Communities for a Drug-Free Colorado, an appointment to the State of Colorado Alcohol and Drug Abuse Division Advisory Board, received the Colorado Mental Health Association Volunteer of the Year, and the Colorado Lieutenant Governor's Award, recognizing an individual for excellence in substance abuse prevention. Additional accolades include the Greg Mace Pitkin County Volunteer of the Year Award, the Colorado Cares Centennial Award for Outstanding Volunteer Service, The Sojourner magazine salutes outstanding citizens, and Roaring Fork Leadership Distinguished Leader Award. One of her proudest projects was the founding and coordinating of the annual 8th grade Girls to Women and Boys to Men conferences.
She sees so much promise in our young people, and she wants to take all the young people I teach and lift them up and give them opportunities. She nearly does it single-handedly, and she has done it for so long and changed so many lives with these kids, where they still talk about this conference, about how it inspired them to become an architect or a doctor or fashion or a writer.
I think the reason Sue is so successful with all the nonprofits and working in the community was that she never wanted any credit for it. And she never wanted the acknowledgement.
And Sue, being Sue, will work effortlessly, tirelessly, to wee hours of the morning to get it done right.
I can't think of anyone in the community whose reach has been as expansive as Sue's, touching so many different kinds of human services, community programs, and supports. I don't think there's anyone like her.
She is relentlessly supportive of the youth in this community. She is determined to spread love wherever she goes. And she is just so humble. She's so humble. And she deserves all the praise in the world, and she will be the first person to pass it along.
This community has provided us all with opportunities to give back. So as a volunteer, if you step up and say, I can give you an hour at this time of the day, they will find something for you to do. There's nothing that should stop people in the community who want to be a volunteer from doing so.